Hey folks, Matt from Art of the Image. Got a reader question on the Nikon 200-400mm VR. Actually, also on the 500mm VR and the 600mm VR. Basically, what do we have here? We have, hi Matt, I don't expect you to do a video. Hey, I'm doing one. My wife, who is much better at photography than I will ever be, really enjoys wildlife and bird photography. I really like the Nikon 200-400mm VR lens, but I'm thinking she'd be better off with the Nikon 500 or 600 lens for birding. Now it's serious dollars, which got me to thinking, I wonder how well a 200-400 would perform linked with the teleconverter, the Nikon 1.4 teleconverter. All three lenses are f4. The zoom would drop a full stop with the teleconverter. And he said maybe a problem for low light. And she's primarily using the D300S, but will also want to use it on an FX camera at times. Okay, so basically my answer for you here, this is Jack writing in. So Jack, my answer is to go with the 200-400mm VR. The only time I would go with the 500 or the 600 is if the low light is absolutely a deal breaker, that for absolutely you need that extra stop or it's going to ruin the shot. And I don't think that's going to be that often, especially with the high ISO capabilities of cameras these days, and especially if you're using an FX camera. Here's why I would go with the 200-400. The 200-400 is going to give you so much versatility because on a DX camera, you've got, let's see here, with just the DX, we're going from 300 to 600 millimeters. That's with the DX crop. That's the 1.5 crop on the D300S. So you've now got a 300 to 600 millimeter lens. You mentioned that she also is going to shoot it on FX, so there it's a 200 to 400 millimeter lens. So you've already got, between the two bodies, 200 to 600 millimeter range. Very versatile. And that's without losing any light yet, because you don't lose light with the 1.5 crop in camera. Now, factor in your 1.4 teleconverter, and you can go all the way from 200 to 840 with the teleconverter on the DX body. So you can see now why the 200 to 400 can go from 200 to 840 with the combination of the DX body and the teleconverter, how versatile that thing is. Now, when we look at prices on these, I think I had the prices up here on those there. Let me just pull those up right here. Where are we? The 200 to 400 is $69.99 at B&H current USA price. The Nikon 500mm is $86.99 current USA price at B&H, and the 600mm is $10,299.99. So, by far your cheapest route is $69.99 for the 200 to 400. The teleconverter is going to be, so the Nikon TC-14E2, the 1.4 teleconverter, is $499.95. So basically what you're looking at here is an extra $500 on the 200 to 400, which is $69.99. So you're looking at $7,500. So it's your cheapest route and your most versatile route. You're able to go from 200 to 840 millimeters by using the combination of the two different bodies, the DX and the FX, and your 1.4 teleconverter. To me, the most versatile wins. The only time those other two primes might be absolutely necessary is if you absolutely can't lose that stop of light. I don't really think that's going to be an issue, especially when you can bring in the FX camera, which has better high ISO. You gain your extra stop back right there. So anyways, Jack, that's my answer. 200 to 400 VR with the Nikon TC 1.4 teleconverter. Is it TC? Yeah. So, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for your questions. And stay tuned. We'll be back with some more video posts, some more articles, and we'll keep up to date with what's going on in the world of photography here at artoftheimage.com. Thanks a lot.